Welcome. Aren't you glad it's Technique Tuesday? My name is Nick. We're going to go over a few things today because in our blog post we went over how to be careful during your core strength and your core exercises, and specifically about sit-ups, because a lot of folks ask me about sit-ups. Oh, I have a strong core, I can do sit-ups, but sometimes they're curious about whether or not it's good for their back. And so we're going to go over how you can test or tell if sit-ups are good for you and what you can do to help ensure that you are doing them correctly. So if you're having back pain with any core exercises, it doesn't mean necessarily that they're bad for you, but you may not be quite ready yet. And so the best test for that is if you can lay flat on a table or on your bed. The ground is nice because it's nice and flat, and you can put your hands underneath the small of your low back. Now what you should be able to do is, if you put your leg out straight, make sure that your back doesn't arch or roll away from your hands under the small of your back. If you do that with just one leg, then you know it's not ready yet, it's weak. And what we need to do is tighten up our abs, push down and flatten our back, squish our hands, and hold that, maintain that. If you can do that for 30 seconds with one leg, great. The next step then is to do it with two legs. If you can't quite maintain that for 30 seconds with both legs out there while keeping your back flat, then we need to work on some core strengthening positions that keep you safe. Because what happens with sit-ups, especially crunches not so much, but with sit-ups especially, is we get a lot of hip flexor work. And that hip flexor comes from the front of our hips, but they anchor from the front part of our spine, and that pulls our spine forward. That causes us to roll or tip our pelvis anteriorly, much like if we had a belt on our hips. If we were to push our belt buckle down to the floor, that's called an anterior tip or roll. When we mitigate that or lessen that, we keep our pelvis in line with our spine so that we don't have as much pull or tension through that low back from any core work. So making sure that we're ready for those exercises and are strong enough is a great test and great way to ensure that you're doing it correctly. I hope these help. Have a great day.